You know, I see a lot of you guys out here that ride with a passenger out here. I see, especially cruiser riders, oftentimes you see them riding with their lady. I mean, that's, you know, a lot of guys, that's a macho thing. Have their good looking lady on the back of the bike, just makes them feel more manly out here. Like I said, a lot of times with these Harleys and cruisers, it's all about the looks, baby. It's all about the perception that you think you're getting from people, when oftentimes people really don't care. You know what I'm saying? They just looking at your lady's behind on the back of that bike. That's all they care about. But you know what, guys? Riding with a passenger can be really dangerous out here. But I have some tips to help you stay safe and keep you from having a effed up day.
Let's go for a ride. You are watching CycleCruza's all-in-one motorcycle channel. Subscribe today. Continue to leave video suggestions, but you may find what you're looking for by visiting my website at CycleCruza.com and click on the menu tab My Videos. And those are a bunch of playlists with all of my videos categorized in them to make it easier for you to navigate through.
You know, the number one mistake that I see bikers do if they ride with a passenger is they don't set up their bike to ride with a passenger. They don't put in the max pressure in the tires to accommodate all that extra weight that's going to be on the bike. And you want to go by the specifications on your tires. And also, they don't adjust their suspension to accommodate that extra weight. And a lot of times the suspension can't handle a lot of that weight. So that can really adversely affect the handling of your bike. So that's something you want to take into consideration. If you're doing a lot of riding with a passenger, you need to have your bike set up with a suspension that can be dialed in to handle that extra weight. And like I said, of course, put the air pressure in according to the amount of weight you're going to have on that bike. But I caution against riding with a passenger. I never ride with a passenger, but if I see a pretty lady on the side of the road that's in distress, I might have to put her on the back of my bike. You know what I'm saying? I got to do my civic duty out here. And but it's bad. That's not safe, man. Especially you don't have a helmet for them either. No, that's not good, man. But you know what, guys? I'm on my street legal dual sport here, and I'm about to have some fun. I love it, baby. I have a good old time out here on my Supermoto / dual sport. We'll go over here and have some little bit of off-road action, some slide action out here. Woo! Some slide action out here. Woo! I love it, baby. Good times. Obviously, you can't go do that if you got a passenger on the back, man. Even though my brother used to do it. My brother used to do wheelies with his girl on the back. He's crazy, man. I see some of you guys that do that, and that's just crazy, 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 crazy. But hey, to each his own, baby. It's your life. What people don't realize, the number one issue, you know, obviously, adding the passenger affects the handling of the bike. A lot of riders don't realize that you also have to factor in independent motion of the rider behind you. If you don't have a rider if you have a rider that has never really ridden with another biker, that's completely new to it, man, you need to be really careful with them. You probably just want to be doing some light cruising out here. You don't want to get too cute with them back on the bike, because if they're moving around opposite to your movements, that could be really dangerous for you, man. You know what I'm saying? If you're going around the corner and they're leaning the opposite way, that could really affect you. And so that's something you be really careful of, man. You want to have that rider behind you, you know, grab onto your waist. That way, when they lean, you can feel that they're leaning too. You know, I mean, so you can lean too with them. And so you guys are in tandem. But also what you need to factor in is that stopping. You know, when you're stopping, obviously you're going to have to stop a lot earlier than you normally would, because you got all this extra weight you're carrying. And also, if you're going to make any passes, you need to calculate the time. And you know, because you got the extra weight, just depending on the bike that you have, you know, you need to calculate the time and space needed when you're getting ready to make a pass. If you're on a smaller, especially on a smaller bike, if you're on a really powerful fast bike like a super bike, etc., you know, bikes real powerful, then it's probably less of an issue. Another issue you need to be concerned with is when you're both riding together, it creates like a wall effect. So what's going to happen is that if you're on the highway and there's a big blast during the wind, that could sway you, you know, especially if you're on a lightweight bike. You know, if I were on this bike and I had a passenger and us together, we would create like a wall, and if there's a big blast of air, that could really affect, you know, cause some issues. So, and another problem that I see is oftentimes a passenger is not wearing proper gear. They're not wearing the full, you know, leather pants, leather jacket, helmet, gloves, everything. And I see a lot of riders with the women out here wearing, you know, wearing shorts out here, Daisy Dukes, and that can cause a distraction to car drivers behind you. They may be looking at your woman's derriere and run into the back of you. You know what I'm saying? That's something you gotta be real careful of. You don't want to have one of these cars have target fixation on your hot girlfriend on the back of your bike. Put them in some leathers. Have them wear them leather pants. You know what I'm saying? Man, I didn't want to wheelie. This bike just wheeling itself. See, out here in Ohio, I told you guys, I did a video called Ohio Squids. I'll include the video link in the description and comment section of the video. Man, our cruiser riders out here, even the sport bike riders, I would have to say probably like 90% or more of the riders out here don't wear gear, man. They look at me like I'm crazy. They laugh at me. They call me Space Power Ranger. Laugh, oh man, that's not cool, wearing the dorky gear and all that stuff. But then when they go down and they start, that's when shit gets real. You know what I'm saying? That's when shit gets real. That's when they're crying about wishing they wore gear. They got all this road rash all over them, you know. And then they're whining about it, and they're crying, and then they'll talk about how dangerous motorcycles are. There we go. Demonize the motorcycles. Don't put the blame on yourself. Put it on the motorcycle. I tell you, man, that's why I do these videos on these topics, man, because it just really irritates me, and I'm trying to bring light to it. Trying to get more people out here to wear gear and stop trying to look cool out here on the streets, because you know what? Most of these women out here don't care what you look like. They don't care. They think you're a douchebag when you're trying to look cool on your bike. There is a very small percentage of women out here that truly think bikers are real, you know, studs out here with the, you know, trying to look cool with the Lokes and the high-vis do-rag and all that, and jeans. You know, that's a very small percentage. For most women out here, they will turn their heads quick and they don't care about you. Understand that. And dress for the slide, not the ride. Don't be a fool. Stop trying to look cool. You know what I'm saying? Stay safe out here. Don't have a effed up day. Ride smart. But anyways, for those of you guys who want to get my gear like this neck brace, help keep me safe, or my airbag vest that I wear with my sport bikes, my carbon fiber helmet, leather jacket, leather pants, boots, gloves, cameras, all my stuff. I always include links in the description and comment section of my videos, or go to my website, CycleCruza.com, and click on the menu tab, My Gear, and that's
Thumbs up. Check out my playlist for new riders and popular videos. Don't forget to comment and subscribe, and check out my other channel, Bug Out Moto, where I customize a van for my motorcycle so I can live in my van with my motorcycle and travel across the country anywhere. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Bug Out Moto.